Rahim, dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This is Yunus Khan and I am here with a new topic of class second year. In the previous class we discussed the gaseous exchange, respiratory surface, properties of respiratory surface, etc. Now here we are going to discuss the respiratory system of the man, human respiratory system. So taking a start from this topic, human respiratory system. First of all, we are going to define the respiratory system. It may be defined as the body system, with the help of which exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place between the body fluids and external environment. That body system is called as human respiratory system. In other words, you can also say that that system of the body with the help of which respiration, breathing of the body of the human being that is taken place or that takes place. So that system with the help of which we breathe in and breathe out air, inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide, that system is called as the respiratory system. This respiratory system is composed of many parts which have been classified into two main categories. One is the upper respiratory tract. Abbreviated as URT. That is what? URT, upper respiratory tract. The upper respiratory tract includes nose, nasal cavities inside the nose, and the pharynx. Below the pharynx is the lower respiratory tract. The lower respiratory tract, that is LRT, the lower respiratory tract. So the lower respiratory tract includes larynx, then the trachea, after that bronchi. There are two bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and the lungs. These are different parts of the lower respiratory tract. We will talk first of all about the parts of the upper respiratory tract. So first, talking about the nose, nostrils and nasal cavities, then we will talk about the pharynx. So the first one, that is nose and nasal cavities, means nose is further composed of the nostrils and nasal cavities. This nose further includes two main things: nostrils and the nasal cavities. What are these two things? Nostrils are the opening of the nose, the opening through which the air is entered, that is called as nostrils. So you can say the openings of the nose are called as nostrils. And nasal cavities, inside the nose there are two cavities. There are two cavities inside the nose, which are termed as nasal cavities, So with the help of nostrils, the role of the nostrils is only it plays a role for the entry of the air. Okay, now when the air is entered into the nose, it travels through the nasal cavities. So we will talk a little bit about the nasal cavities that will be discussed. For example, this is a nose. Okay. So this nose, this is the nostril. These are the nostrils. Inside it is the nasal cavity. This is the nasal cavity. The anterior most part of the, this is from here to here, this is the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity has an anterior part. For example, this one is called as vestibule. This is called as vestibule. First of all, the nose and the nasal cavities are, the whole of the nose is made of bones. Here is the nasal bone, the cartilages, and some fibrous fatty tissues are there. So this is the composition of the nose. Nose is made of these parts. Okay, inside the nose there are two nasal cavities, and these two nasal cavities are separated from each other. This is nostril, nasal cavities. These two nasal cavities are partitioned. They are separated from each other, partitioned by a wall, by an extension of the nasal bone, which is called as nasal septum. That is called as nasal septum. So the two nasal cavities are separated from each other with the help of the nasal septum. Okay. Further, I have told you that the anterior most part which is just close to the nostrils, this anterior most part of the nose is called as vestibule, and this vestibule, inside this vestibule, there are a number of hairs. A lot of hairs are there. What is the role of the hair? We will discuss it, but before that we are going to discuss the whole structure of the nose and nasal cavities. Then after that we will talk about the role of different parts. Okay, later rest of the part of the nasal cavity contains, and along with that the vestibule, the nostril, the whole nasal cavity and nostrils contain a special membrane which is called as mucous membrane, and small hair like structure which are also called as cilia. So you can say that the lining of the nasal cavities are lined by the mucous membrane, One thing. The other thing is the lining of the nasal cavities is lined by the cilia, small hair like structure. Okay, just below the mucous membrane there are a lot of the blood capillaries. This is richly supplied with the blood capillaries. So what is the role of hairs? What is the role of mucous membrane, cilia, and blood capillaries? We will discuss it one by one. So first of all, I have told you that the role of the nostrils is to make it sure for the air to take entry into the nasal cavity, okay, during inhalation. So whenever the air is entered into the nasal cavities, the first thing which is performed by the nasal cavity is that of the hairs. Hair is the first thing which is performing role. Hair do what? Hair helps first. Hair helps to trap the dust particles and to some extent the pathogens, etc., bacteria, etc. So hairs help to clarify, to make the air clean. But after the hairs, when the air reaches the rear part or posterior part of the nasal cavity, here the mucous membrane and cilia perform its role. The mucous membrane and cilia. So coming towards the mucous membrane, what the mucous membrane do with the incoming air? The mucous membrane helps to secrete a special kind of fluid, which is called as mucus. What is mucus? It is a mixture of water and a special kind of protein which is called as mucin. This mucus contains mucin. It is therefore called as mucus. Mucin. It contains mucin. So therefore it is called as mucus. And this is what? Mucus is what? This is a lubricating. This is a lubricating fluid. So all these things have to be noted by you people, because each and everything can be used for a separate objective. Mostly if you talk about the entry test questions and if you talk about the ETA questions, so all these things are used to make different objectives. So these things have to be noted by you people. Okay, so the mucous membrane secrete a fluid which is called as mucus. This mucus contain water and mucin protein, therefore it is called as mucus, and it is what? Basically it is a lubricating fluid. Along with the mucous membrane, another thing is the cilia. So cilia and mucous membrane both help or play a role in further cleaning of the incoming air. How the air is cleaned? What happens to that? The cilia and the mucus releasing from the mucous membrane, they help to trap or to filter the air. It do what? It filters the air. It filters the incoming air by trapping. It filters the air or incoming air by trapping the pathogens, bacteria, etc. Pathogens and particulate matter, that is dust particles, etc. Particulate matter present in the incoming air. So in this way, with the help of hairs in the vestibule, similarly the mucous membrane and the cilia in the posterior part of the nasal cavities, both of them help in the filtration of the air. Here inside the nasal cavity or inside the nose, what happens to the air? The air is filtered. Most of the pathogens, the particulate matter, the dust particles, etc., all of them are filtered out, and a clean air is subjected to be passed on to the next parts of the respiratory system. So these are the roles being performed by the different parts of the nose, Okay. Furthermore, one thing is left, that is blood capillaries. What the blood capillaries do with the air? So the blood capillary perform a separate function here. A very important function is performed here. Usually we live in different kind of conditions. Sometimes our external environment is cold, sometimes it is warm, means I am talking about the temperature in the external environment. Sometimes the temperature is elevated, sometimes the temperature is very low. So whenever we inhale the air, what happens? If the external environment, the temperature of that is very low, that must be warmed up to a very high extent, because inside our body the normal temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. So that must be kept close to the 37 degrees centigrade, because if that is very low, the temperature of the inhaling air is very low, what happens to the body? That damages the internal parts of the respiratory system. For example, if you talk about the mucous membrane of the trachea, larynx, bronchi, bronchioles, etc., so that mucous membrane is damaged then by that low temperature. So the blood capillaries do what? The blood capillaries present just beneath the mucous membrane, they help to release some of the heat by convection and conduction, etc., and that heat helps to warm up, that help to make the air warm, in warming the air, or you can say it warms up, the air is warmed, it warms the inhaling air, that is warmed up. So this means that the inhaling air is a little bit made hot, that is warmed up, its temperature is increased, and after that when it is inhaled, it does not damage the internal parts of the respiratory system. So blood capillaries help in the warming up of the air. Another thing about the mucous membrane or mucus, this mucus do what? This mucus also help in the moistening of the air. The air is moistened first. Why? If the air is dry and that is inhaled, this dry air cause a physical damage to the internal parts, especially the mucous membrane of the trachea, larynx, etc. So the internal parts, especially the parts of the lower respiratory tract, that is damaged if the air is dry. So escaping from that damage, the mucus releasing from the mucous membrane helps in the moistening of the air. So this is about the different parts, structure of the nose, and the functions, role performed by different parts of the nose. The second part of the upper respiratory tract, as has been told, that is the pharynx. Okay, now pharynx is a very important part which is connected to the nasal cavities, the nasal pathway, as well as with the oral pathway, and further behind it there is a connection with the esophagus as well as the trachea or the air passageway. So this is an important part. This is, for example, the pharynx. So this pharynx on the upper side is connected, this on the upper side is connected with the nasal cavities. This is connected with the nasal cavities, with the nares, and on the lower part it is connected with the oral pathway, with the buccal cavity, etc. Similarly, behind the pharynx there are two paths. One is the air passageway that goes towards the lungs, and another part that is the esophagus. So if we label it, this is the nasal pathway, this is the oral pathway, behind it this is the esophagus, that is esophagus, and this is what? This is the larynx, which further opens into the trachea, So all these parts will be discussed in the later topics, inshallah. Before that, we are going to discuss the pharynx in detail. So pharynx perform a very important role in the swallowing of the food. If we swallow the food from the oral cavity, so the pharynx helps in the swallowing of the food. And another function of the pharynx is to traverse the air directly into that larynx or into the air tube, windpipe, that is the trachea. So this is the function of the pharynx. And now different parts. The pharynx has three main different parts. This has three main different parts. That part of the pharynx, this is what? This is pharynx. This is pharynx. So the three different parts of the pharynx, one part of the pharynx is just connected to the nasal pathway, that is just connected to the nasal pathway, and this side or this pathway is called as the nasal pharynx, nasopharynx. Similarly, another part of the pharynx that is just connected to the oral cavity, this part is called as oropharynx, that is called as oropharynx, and one part of the pharynx is just connected to the larynx, which is called as laryngopharynx. So this means there are three parts. There are three parts of the pharynx. Nasopharynx, similarly the oropharynx and the laryngopharynx. So these are different parts of the pharynx, of which the pharynx has been made, and similarly pharynx has no prominent function in the respiratory system, in the respiration or gaseous exchange of the body, but it just has a function into the swallowing on one side and into the traversing the air into the larynx further. So next, these are the two main parts of the upper respiratory tract. The lower respiratory tract will be discussed next time, inshallah. So that is up till now. If you people have any type of question, you can ask me that into comment section. I will try my best to answer those questions. So thank you very much. Till next video, Allah Hafiz.